Hello, everyone. And I'm pumped up tonight. I hope you are too. We're going to have a great night. Monday night, Keep Punching University call. And we've got our special guest, Mr. Jeff Roberti. We're doing episode 3. Now, many of you tuned in on episode 1 and episode 2. Let's recap a little bit so all of you can kind of get caught up to date. Episode 1 primarily was how Jeff Roberti started his business, all the trials and tribulations that came with him building a business from day one. As a young man, a waiter, without any knowledge at all, real knowledge in direct sales, but nothing but the intestinal fortitude and the desire to succeed. Then we moved into episode 2, and we discussed how Juice Plus became the lead product with our company. How was it introduced? Well, it was kind of a funny story. If you tuned in, I'm sure you enjoyed it. Then tonight, we're going to speak a little bit about success tips. So I'd like to jump right into Jeff, if you don't mind. There's going to be some new people on tonight. If you could share a little bit, maybe we'll just touch a little bit on your story when you first started.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Hello, everyone out there. It's my pleasure to be calling in tonight. I'm calling from my home here in Sarasota, Florida, Siesta Key Beach. And Gary, thank you and Mickey and Danny and Jim for putting this 3-part series together. I've really enjoyed it. It's been exciting, and we've had a lot of great feedback, and we've had a great time doing it. My story, Gary, is coming from some very humble beginnings. I got started a little over 35 years ago. I was in my 20s. I was broke. I was hungry. I was dissatisfied. I was looking for some things to change in my life. And I guess the number one ingredient, what you look for in somebody, is somebody that's just hungry, somebody that has a desire, a burning desire, a willingness to work, and teachable. And so when a friend of mine cared enough about me to share with me the product and then share with me this opportunity, I got excited. I decided to tear up my list of excuses and get started. And what I was lacking in education, I didn't have a higher education, any money, any experience, any background. You ever just meet somebody that has a really good work ethic, that, you know, leads by example and holds themselves accountable and raises their standards and employs themselves? That's what I did. Even though my sponsor quit my very first month and prejudged whether I was going to do anything or not, I decided not to look upline, not to look downline, but to look in the mirror. And I said, you know, Jeff, if it's to be, it's up to me. And a lot of you guys have heard of the late, great Jim Rohn, and I'll never forget Jim Rohn sharing with me back then. He said, you know, Jeff, you can have more in life if you become more in life and see things not the way they are, but the way they can become. In other words, for things to change, you got to change. And for things to get better, you've got to get better. Let's face it, our company works, our product works, our opportunity works. The only variable is the you part. And I'll never forget another one of my mentors back then, the late, great Zig Ziglar, said you can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want out of life. And so this business is never about you. It's always about the person in front of you. So I went to work, Gary, tore up that list of excuses, started sharing the product, sharing the opportunity. And a couple words I would share with you is, number one, if in your notes, is you got to have the belief. You got to believe and feel strongly in your company, your product, your opportunity, but most importantly, believing in yourself and not listening to negative people. The other word would be consistency. You know, consistency of effort and work habits and attitude, just that consistency. It's like going to the gym. You know, if you want to build your body, you got to do it consistently. It's like anything in life. And the other word I would share is all out massive action. If you're going to do it, give it a good yes. Either give it a good yes or a good no. But I decided to take all out massive action. I shared on that first call, Gary, that, I didn't talk to 3 people a day or 5 people a day. I was averaging 30 plus people a day. I talked to over 10,000 people that first year and went from a broke waiter struggling to pay my bills in life to the #1 income earner with Juice Plus, broke all the records, and just kept my foot on the gas and kept building, kept going from one market to the next, another 90-day game plan, and opened up all the United States, and then went into Canada, and then I went over to Europe. And now I've built a global business that sold billions of dollars worth of products and built residual income. And what I'm sharing that story with you is if I can do it, you can do it. Yes, 2 questions to ask yourself. Number 1, can I do it? Yes, you can. And number 2, is it worth my time? If I go out there and pay the price and work hard over the next few years and build this thing up, is it worth the time that I'll put in? And I'm an example of somebody that's getting paid 35 years later off of work I did over 30 years ago. That residual income, getting paid tomorrow off of what you did yesterday. But it does require hard work. It's a simple business. It's not an easy business. There's no free lunch here. Nobody can lift your weights for you. And you've got to go out there and put in the effort. You get out of it what you put into it. So, Carrie, when I started the business back then, it was out of desperation. I was looking for things to change in my life financially. Today, it's truly out of inspiration to pay it forward, to never forget where you came from, and go out there and help other people realize their dreams. And that's so exciting. There's so much emotional and spiritual revenue, so much meaning and fulfillment and purpose. And I'm just rich in relationships, love and connection, growth, contribution. And so I decided a long time ago, Carrie, instead of retiring from my business, retire into your business. Instead of retire, how about refire? And so we've got an opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm having fun doing it. I really love what I do, and I get to add value to people's lives, and it's just so rewarding. So that's a little snapshot of the story.
Well, you know what's so funny, Jeff? While we're speaking right now, my phone is just blowing up. Now, why is my phone blowing up? It's amazing how many people are just dialing my number right now and trying to get on FaceTime and thinking that's what a call's at. So they're not paying attention too much to the promotion, are they? It's on Zoom. I want to back up a little bit, though. This is kind of a funny time of your career and some stories a lot of people probably have not heard. Let's talk about the first 8 months when you first joined, when you were waiting tables right there in Florida. And what was it like when your coworkers saw you going out doing the Juice Plus business or doing business with our company at that time? We were environmental product. We had environmental products. But still, when you were going out doing that business, what was it like with the people that surrounded you when you were working as a waiter, when you just first started, the first 6 months, 8 months?
That's a great question, Carrie. I tell people the #1 reason people succeed in this business is the word belief. They believe and feel strongly in what they're doing. They got that emotional sincerity when they're talking to people. They have, they're living the mission. They're sold on the product themselves. They're a product of the product, and they've got that emotional sincerity. I'll tell you the #1 reason people fail in our business is they start to listen to negative people. And whether it's your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, all my waiter buddies that were like this, that had all the answers and no money, they all wanted to rain on my parade. They wanted to filter my dreams. And I tell people, I said, you know what? A great word to have in your vocabulary is the word next. Next. You're the messenger, not the message, right? You're out there sharing the story. And if they don't get it, you got to keep moving forward. It's called safety in numbers and the law of averages. A great thing to write down in your notes is talk to more people. If you talk to some people, you make some money. If you talk to lots of people, you can become rich. So I understood that you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. There's the safety in numbers. There's the law of averages. You're going to have a batting average. Say less to more. Don't worry about the ones you can't sell. Worry about all the ones you can't see. And I found myself, even back then, Gary, trying to convince people, whether it was some of my waiter buddies or even my own family. I tell people, if you get past your family, you'll become a millionaire in this business. You've got to be able to keep moving forward. You can't let those negative people, rain on your parade, filter your dreams. And so you just got to keep moving forward, Gary.
What's interesting, Mickey and I have been in the business. In September, it'll be 33 years. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you're 35 years. Is that right?
Yeah, it'll be 36 this January.
36 in January. And even after being in the business over 30 years, I mean, you're getting ready to tour Europe. Mickey and I are getting ready to go to Mexico. So we're still working the business, but this is an appropriate question, I believe. Why do you do Juice Plus now?
Wow. That's a great question, Kerry. The reason I keep doing the business today, like I said, when I started the business, Kerry, it was out of desperation. I was looking for some things to change in my life financially. It was an opportunity to not only become more and have more, but an opportunity I saw where you could be your own boss, earn what you're worth. Free enterprise, the American dream. Instead of building someone else's dreams, you can come over here. Profits are better than wages. You can you could be over there working full-time on your job and come over here and work part-time on your fortune. So today, it's out of inspiration. I've already made my fortune with Juice Plus. I've already built my business in a global business. So why am I still so passionate and enthusiastic and excited about Juice Plus today? And why am I still in the game? I'll tell you why. I'm here for you. There's somebody on this line tonight. You're brand new, just like me, when I filled out my application. And I'll never forget where I came from. I'll never forget that somebody cared enough about me to share this story and how it changed my life. So I'm here to pay it forward, Gary. It's not an opportunity, it's a responsibility. I can't sit here in my ivory tower on the beach and be a selfish NMD. Life's not about me, life's about we. And so now you got an opportunity to go out there, and not only do you have this science of achievement where you produce and you achieve, but you can also have the art of fulfillment. You ever meet people that have the money, but they're not happy in life? With our business, you get to success and fulfillment. In other words, you can do something that matters, something that counts, something that's mission-driven, cause-oriented, something that has meaning and purpose and fulfillment, and that is rich in relationships and love and connection and growth. Aren't you the happiest in life when you're growing, when there's progress? Growth equals happiness and the contribution, being able to do something that you can make a difference in people's lives. Like I said, there's emotional and spiritual revenue in our business. You get to love what you do and add value to people's lives. And, you've heard Tony say success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure in life. So I stay plugged in because I truly love what I do. And I get to add value to people's lives. It's fun. I love it. I enjoy it. And you know what? Like I said, instead of retiring, how about refiring? How about instead of retiring from your business, retire into your business and have fun doing it. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. But there is nothing more rewarding, Carrie, to believe in somebody even more than they believe in themselves, and to invest your time, your effort, your money, and believe in that person and say, you know what? Let's do it together. Not you go do it. Let's do it together. Sign here, win here. I believe in you, and you lock your arms around that person and you see them walk across the stage a few years later as a new NMD, and you know that you played a small role in that, it's like the Visa commercial. It's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. So I get lit up about now just remembering where I came from and paying it forward. Whether it's people that are in my organization or other organizations, either in other companies, I don't care. You've got this wonderful gift of abundance and just there's so much love, joy, and gratitude and fulfillment that you want to pay it forward to people. And look at what's going on in the world today. To go out there and sell hope and believe in people and have a breath of fresh air is really exciting. I mean, turn off the TV. I told you earlier, Carrie, turn off there's no PV in TV. Turn off CNN, constant negative news and paralyzing yourself in fear. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't control, right? What's wrong in life is always available, but so what is right in life is always available. So I love this business, Carrie, and there's no quit for me.
Well, while you're going to be in Europe, we're going to be in Mexico. So we'll have a bunch of fun. I'm going to rewind a little bit. This is kind of funny for everyone that's listening in. When Mickey and I first started, we went to you for some guidance. And one of my questions, I'll never forget this, Jeff. One of my questions was, well, let's talk a little bit about the compensation plan and how it works. And you came back, you said, oh, this is going to be real easy, Carrie. If you work, the compensation plan works. You said it's all about smiling and dialing. So why don't you hit a little bit on why important it is to just pick that phone up and even make some random phone calls and random three-way phone calls. Why does that work?
Yeah, Carrie, I know where you're going with this, and it's a great question. First of all, before I answer that, you've got to get clear on what your job description is. What do you get paid for? What does Jeff Roberti get paid for? What does Carrie Mickey Daigle get paid for? What is our job description? Because you got to get the right mindset. We know what the company does, what their role is. But what we get paid for is sharing the story. Sharing the story, sharing the wonderful gift of health and wealth and prosperity. You share the product, you share the opportunity, right? You build relationships. You get paid for onboarding customers and onboarding new partners. And those paying activities, the basics, the fundamentals will never change. And so here's the thing, Carrie, concepts are constant. Concepts are constant. The basics, the fundamentals. What varies is the techniques, the different means and ways of telling the story, right? And if you think about it, today we have this thing called social media. And everybody says, oh, I got to build my business through social media, right? Well, social media is great. And that's one of the techniques, one of the tools you can use. But we were talking about this earlier, Carrie. How about picking up the phone? I tell people, hey, your contacts, my presentation. Your contacts, my presentation. We're going to do what I call tell, show, try, do. Write with that one down. Tell, show, try, do. What's that mean? I'm going to tell you how to do the business. I'm going to show you how to do the business. You're going to try it. Before I cut you loose, you're going to be doing it. So here's what you do. There's so many different ways to tell the story, to share the product, share the opportunity, and picking up the phone and doing a three-way call with somebody. I call it smiling and dialing. Your contact's my presentation. And you get yourself in a peak resourceful state, and you have that excitement, that enthusiasm, that passion, that congruency, that emotional sincerity, right? And success breeds success. And if they're not home, leave them an exciting message. But, getting face to face, because let's face it, how is our product sold in direct sales, network marketing? It's sold from one satisfied customer to another. And that's how we market it. Face to face is always the best. That's how I built my business. We didn't have social media. The phone was glued to the wall. It had a rotary dial on it. A phone call cost over $1 a minute. There was a long cord on the phone. Today, you've got this tool where we can take a Zoom and go into everybody's home. But here's the thing. It's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say. People communicate more with feelings than they do words. So as a leader, as the sponsor, and bringing in a new recruit, you bring that to the table. And now they want to open up their contacts to you. They want you to share the product story and the opportunity story. And how you do that, that's up to you. I've always loved picking up the phone and talking to somebody. I'd like to get face to face with someone. Sure, social media is a tool. The younger generation's tearing it up through social media. I don't know social media. I didn't build my business that way, but I do understand the concepts. I do understand the basics and the fundamentals. I do understand this one, Carrie, 80, 15, and 5. What does that mean? 80% of the people I bring on are going to do it part-time, sometime, or no time. That's just the way it is, right? But I love them if they do a little or they do a lot. I love my customers just as much as I do my top leaders in my business. 15% will engage at a little higher level. Less than 5% are really going to step up and do it. So you've got to just keep going through those numbers and talking to people. So the concepts, the basics, the fundamentals will never change. The techniques are what vary, Carrie.
Well, let's refresh that a little bit. We were talking about a lot of times we would leave messages on a voicemail. How important is it? And I know you touched on it a little bit, but let's hit on this a little bit more. Even on a voice message, to leave a message with enthusiasm, and how that's just really something that makes a big difference.
Well, that goes back to what I just said, Gary. It's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say. Somebody could talk to somebody about Juice Plus and they may not join. They'll talk to me and they're like, wow, that sounds great, Jeff. And it's half as good as you make it sound I want in. So it's just about the state you're in, a peak resourceful state, your mindset. I have a millionaire mindset. I feel like I've found a gold mine. I've got the gold mine attitude. So when you're talking to people, that comes across, whether it's leaving a message on the phone, in person, whatever it is. If you're gonna do it, like I said, give it a good yes or a good no. There's nothing like fully engaging, fully immersed, playing full out, and taking massive action. You don't have to do it forever. But if you go out there and really put in the next 3 to 5 years of your life, and this is coming from me, the next 3 to 5 years of your life, you could compress a lifetime of work in the next 3 to 5 years. But there's no free lunch. No one can lift your weights for you. Nobody can do this for you. You've got to say, here's a great question to ask yourself. What do I have to do to make this business a bigger priority in my life? Treat it like a hobby, treat it like a business. Juice Plus, $50 to sign up, easy to join, easy to quit. Most people treat it like a hobby. Like I said, 80% part-time, sometime, or no time. But if you really get serious, you don't take it for granted. You seize the moment. You strike while the iron's hot. You have a sense of urgency. You have a fear of loss. And you say, you know what? It's my turn now. I truly believe, Carrie, the company's been around for over 50 years. Juice Plus has been out for almost 30 years. This is coming for me, the top earner. I believe the best years are ahead of us, not behind us. The big money hasn't even been earned yet. The top earner hasn't even signed up yet. We're only in North America and Europe and Australia. We haven't even gone into Asia yet. Asia's bigger than North America and Europe combined. South America is still out there. We are at the tip of the iceberg, Carrie, the tip of the iceberg. So you gotta get off this. I hope you get off this phone tonight. You can't sleep. You got Juice Plus brain damage. You go, maybe if what that guy was saying tonight could be true, maybe this could work for me. We've been looking for something that could change our lives. Health, everybody's into health. Wow, Juice Plus is a world-class product. It's not good timing. It's timeless. It's foundational. Fruits and vegetables are never going to go out of style. Here's a convenient and affordable way to flood your body and get all these fruits and veggies and bridge the gap of what you should eat, what you don't eat, right? And so that makes sense. And then you got an opportunity of a lifetime where you can start at the bottom and work your way to the top. I mean, how exciting is that? But a lot of people come in, they take it for granted. Yeah, okay, that was a great call. He was excited. He was passionate. That was great. But you don't do anything. You got to step up. You got to raise your standards. Here's what I did. I tore up the list of excuses. I said, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both, right? And this is your chance. Don't take it for granted. This is your chance, Jeff. This is a chance for you. If you go to work and you pay the price and you say no to some of the things that are not that important in life, the goofing off, the beach, the parties, whatever it was, you can be in the position to say yes for the rest of your life, the things that are truly important.
Well, you know, Jeff, what you're saying is just so true. Right now, we've just finished going through a health crisis for 2.5 years. So everyone's aware that they need to rebuild or build their immune system. They've been going all over the world, all over the globe, walking into these different vitamin and mineral stores and supplement stores and buying products they don't know anything about. Here we are with a product that has over 40 double-blind, placebo-controlled studies published in gold standard medical journals. Name it Juice Plus by name. So yes, you're right. The opportunity is just going to get bigger in the next 3, 4, 5 years than ever before. Plus the fact, look at all the people that have left their jobs, started working out of their homes and liked it. How about the ones that lost their jobs? People are joining new professions. You and I and Vicki, we know for sure that this is going to make a big pivot in the Juice Plus business. And we know in the next 3, 4 years, regardless if you're listening in and you're an NMD or above NMD, or whether you're a QSC or Partner Plus, the future's brighter now for you to build what I call a dynasty in the next 3 years than ever before. And who else but the #1 producer, the #1 guy, the #1 person, not only in our company, but in direct sales, is here to teach us. So in closing, Jeff, I have to ask you this final question. How about some good old success tips?
Well, success tips, one was the word belief. You got to have the belief. You can't lead until you believe. You got to believe in your product, your opportunity, your company, but most importantly, believing in yourself. And that is where it all starts. And that's where step one is becoming a product of the product. You got to use the products and you got to use them consistently. So you have results on the product. You have that, what I call emotional sincerity when you talk to people about the product. And here's the thing. The longest journey in life is from the head to the heart. If you're in your head, you're dead. But if you get out of your head and into your heart, you truly have a servant's heart. And you're out there to meet people's needs, not your needs, their needs. 3 things I do. Number 1, meet your needs. Number 2, add value to your life, right? With our product and our opportunity. And number 3, create raving fan relationships. Long-term relationships equal long-term success. So you've got to go out there and just do something where you're at meeting their needs, adding value, and creating these raving fan relationships, right? So the word belief is the first thing. The second one is getting clear on what your job description is, what you get paid for. And I talked about that, you know, the safety in numbers, the Sinaloa. And here's the other thing. The finish line is the starting line. Some of you on the line tonight, you're national marketing directors and you've fallen into a comfort zone and you're managing your teams. And if you can lie to your upline, lie to your downline, but don't lie to yourself. How many new people have you put on the product? How many new people have you recruited into the business? You wonder why your business is flat or it's not growing? You got to go back out there. And this is to the leaders. You got to stay in the production stage. No matter what your title is, no matter what your rank is, no matter what your income is, you get paid to produce. Get out of the management mode and managing the same team that you built. Get out of your comfort zone. All growth is found outside of your comfort zone. Get into some uncharted waters. Go back out and do what you did in the beginning that got you to national marketing director in the first place. And if you did that, if you played a game with yourself and said, okay, I'm going to fill out an application again and I'm going to go NMD all over again. And if you did that, now you're not pushing people, you're leading people. It's easier to lead than it is to push. And your people, your partners on your team will not do what you tell them to do. They do what you do. They watch the feet, not the lips. And if you go out there and start producing again and putting on new customers and new partners and building new teams and show up in Atlanta in October at our conference with a new freshman class of new recruits, right? And sitting up in the front, taking notes, getting your team up there, your organization will follow what you do. They will follow your lead. They will respect you. So what I would say, here's the question. Would you follow you? Your daily method of operation, your DMO. Are you the type of person that you would follow? Success breeds success. And here's another thing I'll share with you. Some of you keep trying to whip a dead horse and try to get people to do something that they're just not going to do anything. It's easier to give birth than raise the dead. Go out there and get somebody new with a fresh, warm market, a good positive attitude that's excited, that's enthusiastic. It's got that new man enthusiasm. Guys, all you have to do is a few simple disciplines. You don't have to do 1,000 things well. You have to do a handful of things 1,000 times over and over again. Share a product, share an opportunity, build for events, build relationships, learn to master major impending events like our big conferences. And if you do that and you go back out there and start leading again and you start producing again, then all of a sudden the business is fun. It's exciting because you got a new team. But if you're managing the same team that you built a long time ago, it gets a little bit whatever. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And I had to check myself because I fell into a comfort zone. I fell into a management mode. And I said, Jeff, I've built over 40 frontline marketing directors. I've worked in all the countries that we've gone into. I was already making huge money here in North America and went over to Europe, and I didn't know anyone in Europe, and spent 5 years of my life opening up Europe. 70% of my income now comes from international. So you've got an opportunity to build locally, but think globally. You can build a global business. And I will share this, Carrie, with you. I believe right now our business is booming. I believe the floodgates are open. I believe right now it's harvest time. The recruiting pool of people is wider and deeper than it's ever been. I believe the fish are jumping in the boat right now. And we have a home for people. We have an answer. We meet two needs at a very, very high level. And we answer the need for people that want to take self-responsibility for their health and people that want to take self-responsibility for their own financial future. We're in high demand, guys. The new wealthy is healthy, right? And here's what I see. I see that we've got an opportunity right now of a lifetime, but you got to get focused. You got to get focused. You got to get your mind right. You got to get yourself in gear and engaged. And here's what we offer people: fun, freedom, and flexibility. Fun, freedom, and flexibility where they can make a difference. And I believe right now, you can't work fast enough. Talk about a sense of urgency and a fear of loss. The timing right now. One excuse you don't have when you get off the phone tonight is to say, well, or off the Zoom tonight, I was never at the right place at the right time. You are at the right place at the right time. Right company, right product, right opportunity. but it doesn't mean you get the prize. You got to go to work. And so every day of work you miss this year, a year from now, you might have to work 5 days to make up for one of these days. So it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Seize the moment, strike while the iron's hot, take all out massive action, roll up your sleeves, go to work and have fun doing it and have a servant's heart. Here's the thing, Carrie. I come from a position of strength, voice of authority. I'm bulletproof. I've got that congruency, that passion, that enthusiasm, that excitement, but you also got to have a servant's heart. You got to always remember the business is never about you. It's about the person in front of you. And your check is a measuring stick on the amount of lives and the amount of impact you've had either directly or indirectly with these products and this opportunity. So that's all I have for tonight, Carrie. We went a little over, but thank you and Mickey. Thank you, Danny and Debbie. Thank you, Jim. Thanks all the leaders that have put this together. I've enjoyed this 3-part series call. I know you're going to share the calls now. You've recorded them and you weren't going to let them out until after we finished all 3. But we'll keep this up, Carrie, and thank you. And yes, I am going to Europe for the month of September. I don't know how many countries we're hitting, but I'm excited. I'll tell you where I'm most excited about, right here in North America, US and Canada, baby. The opportunity here is stronger than it's ever been. And the top people haven't even signed up in our company yet. The best is yet to come. The best years are ahead of us. Thank you.
And a brand new country in Mexico,
And Mexico. Sorry, I forgot Mexico.
Yeah. Well, would you mind sharing before we hang up, when you called this afternoon, you said, Carrie, I got a great idea. Suppose we do this. You want to finish it?
No, go ahead. Say whatever you want to do.
Suppose we do this once a month. Well, we could come out and visit everyone in North America and really get them to understand the value of building business on a regular basis because the timing is so good. So, Jeff, that idea is in stone. We've already got some dates in place, and we're going to put this package together once a month, come back and visit all of you, Jeff and I, and talk to you about building what I call a dynasty. And to summarize something that Jeff just said, it's so important. I hope you paid real close attention, because it's not about us being kings and queens. It's about us developing kings and queens. So appreciate all of you. Jeff, thank you so much for your time and giving us your passion, the enthusiasm, and everything that you bring to the table, and your work ethic, because it shows. You're not sitting at home just collecting a check. You're traveling and you're giving back. You're getting on Zoom. You're getting on the phone calls. You're doing the things necessary that leaders should be doing. So to you, Jim Gonsolin, if you want to cut the recording off, we can let everybody say goodbye. That would be